All right, good morning, Mod and Pop Thrift. It is 6:30 on, what's today, Thursday? Yes, Thursday. And me and Judah are headed to an estate sale where there are like 12 guitars and a garage full of old tools. And I don't care about any of that necessarily. I want to see, there's a wardrobe that looks like it's full of old mechanics tools or mechanics uniforms. So I'm hoping to be able to pick up some of that stuff while everybody else is picking up the high stuff. So let's see what happens. All right, chicks and dudes, welcome to Mod and Pop Thrift. My name's Tom. I'm a stay-at-home dad for 5 kids, and I'm a full-time eBay reseller. So this morning, I got up early, and my son was up early, my oldest son, and he and I went to an estate sale together, and I didn't take any video because I never get to spend time with just Judah, and so I'll show you the haul as I pull it out of the van. You'll have to forgive me if I spent more time focusing on my spending time with my son than focusing on the YouTube channel. Let's dig into it. So the reason that we went out was because there was an estate sale by the estate sale company that I go see all the time, and they had a couple of interesting pictures. It was a garage sale, or it was an estate sale where they had pictures of like a wall with 10 guitars on it and a garage with tables and tables of tools. And I'm like, people are going to show up for those things and I'm not going to buy them. I do buy guitars every once in a while. I play guitar. I love guitar, but estate sales are going to sell guitars for way. I don't need guitars. I have a bunch. And so in order to entice me to buy a guitar, it'd have to be a ridiculous deal, and they would be silly to sell it that cheap. So knowing that, I'm like, let's go to this estate sale and go to the stuff that nobody else is going to see or going to be looking for. The people who are door busting this place are going to be looking for guitars and looking for old mechanics tools. But there was a wardrobe in the garage. So I'm like, there's going to be some mechanics uniforms. There's going to be some old clothes that I can do well with. The basement had some toys. I spent a total of $80 at this estate sale, but I think we're going to dig into that last. We had a couple of garage sales. A couple of them were a bust. There was one just little family sale, and there was one church sale where we bought some stuff. So let's get into that first. $4. I picked up this Bears hat. It is made in the USA. 50-59 New Era. So this is vintage. It's fitted, and you know, everybody likes the snapbacks now, but this would have been a really hot hat back in its day, and it's still probably about a $20-25 hat. And I like hats, and I like the Bears, kind of. I paid $2 for this. I've done well with Ducks Unlimited stuff. This is a made in the USA. That's washing out. Made in the USA. Just an embroidered crew neck, Ducks Unlimited. That's probably a $25 sweatshirt. Cubs, you can see it was $2. It's 1991. I've never heard of this. I've never seen this tag before. Trench Ultra, made in the USA. Single stitch everywhere. Oh no! It's got a little tear. I can repair that. I will repair it. I spent $2 on it. And this is probably a $20-25 piece, free shipping in my store. But at $2, I wasn't going to pass that up. This piece they had marked for $5. I don't normally ask people to take less on stuff. If I can't make money at the price that they're asking, then I let them make the rest of the money. A lot of times, unless it's something that on rare occasion I will sometimes. But this was a piece, they were only asking $5, but I didn't want to spend $5 on it. And so I grabbed those other 2 vintage shirts, and I mentioned that they were vintage, and she's like, did you see that yellow thing over there? It's vintage. And I was like, yeah, but I think it was priced a little higher than I wanted to spend. It's a cool piece. And she's like, well, I'll go down on it. Let me know what you... I was like, would you do, is $3 okay? And she, yeah, I'll sell it for $3. And it's not a big deal, but I didn't want to spend $5. I'd already bought everything else I was going to buy all day, including Judah, taking Judah to breakfast. So I'd spent enough money. I was a little hesitant to buy anything else, but this was $3, and it's Yamaha brand. And so this is motorcycle related. It's got those cool 60s collar. I don't know what it's worth. It's not worth a lot. That's why I didn't spend $5 on it. And for $3, I will make money. Now I remember why I was confused about the number of sales that we went to, because we did go to a 4th place, but it was my buddy Alex's house. Alex, he's a professional reseller. He has a very different business model than most people. He does mostly estate sales and private picks, and then he only sells out of his house. You go to his house and pick stuff up, but he has such good stuff that he has a bit of a name for himself, and he sells stuff knowing that he's leaving meat on the bone, but he buys it super duper cheap, sells it to dealers. He's kind of a middleman. So he does $2 a piece on CDs. I got In Utero, Nevermind, Pretty Hate Machine, and Green Day, Dookie. There's no CD in this one. I could tell by the weight. Dang. I trust him. He'll either make it right or he won't. I mean, I'm not worried about it. It's $2. What I was going to say about this is that brown case is the first press. So this case by itself is better than if you got this with a black side like that. This is the original. He brought out a tote of unsorted CDs and said, hey, I haven't looked through these yet. Do you want to look through them and see what's there? I'm responsible for that not being there. I've got $8 in these. I would have paid $8 for them without this. I might have bought this because it's a brown side, even knowing the disc wasn't in there. And then he does $3 a piece on cassettes, but I bought a bunch of these kind of sight unseen, like, hey, I got all of these, do you want them all? And then I showed up to buy them, having negotiated a little bit better a price, knowing that I'm getting so many. Mama Said Knock You Out, LL Cool J on cassette. CNC Music Factory, Gonna Make You Sweat, Everybody Dance Now. Maxi Priest, I don't know who that is. Senator X, another kind of obscure rapper. High Five, Black Box, Salt and Pepper, Daisy Dukes. Look at that girl with them Daisy Dukes on. Run DMC, Together Forever on cassette. Black Magic, Salt and Pepper. D-Light. I know I'll know one of their songs when I find it. Groovers in the Heart. Groovers in the Heart. Groovers in the Heart. Mac Daddy by Sir Mix-a-Lot, which is the one that's got Baby I Got Back on it. Black Steel Single by Public Enemy. Digital Underground. A lot of people don't know Digital Underground is where Tupac got his start. Maybe that's wrong to say. A lot of people don't know that. Maybe everybody knows that. But you don't hear it talked about very much. Yeah. So this is Digital Underground, Sons of the P. And if you look at the credits, the rappers, Tupac. So this is a Digital Underground cassette, but Tupac is featured as a rapper on it before he had a solo career. Johnny Gill, don't know who that is. Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, which is, if I'm watching the other guys with Will Ferrell, I refer to this guy as Marky Mark every time I see him on anything. Oh, it's Will Ferrell and Marky Mark. Who's in Daddy's Home? Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, including Will Ferrell. Please, don't hurt him, Hammer. And Oaktown's 357. I don't know who that is. That was like $30 and a Pink Floyd banner that I'd spent $1 on at the estate sale. And then we hit this little church sale. Actually, the church sale, I think, was dead last. I said the other sale was last. I don't think it was. Anyway, we hit this little church sale. The bill came to exactly $10. The pricing was vague. Like over here, there was a list that said how much women's tops were and cassettes and whatever. But then there was another price that wasn't exactly the same. And some of the stuff had pricing on it. So it was all cheap enough. And I came to $10 on a ton of stuff. This isn't worth a fortune, and I really don't like picking up board games unless they're sealed, because who knows whether or not they're complete. But this is Yu-Gi-Oh! Millennium, and it is from 1996, and it was 25 cents. So I'll take the chance on being able to part that out, if nothing else, for 25 cents. Feifel Mouskowitz, I think he was $1. If my numbers don't add up, it's because their pricing was crazy. But for $1, for a whole bunch of stuff, and he's thrown in a $10 bill, this is probably I mean, it's pretty large, but it'll still fit into like a big poly mailer, and it's probably $14 plus shipping. That brand right there, the weird horseshoe thing, is Lululemon. So this was included and is worth more than $10 all by itself. I don't know if this is men's, women's. They thought it was women's, but it's a very large women's Lululemon. I don't think it has a tag on it at all. That's the thing about Lululemon, is there's no branding. It's crazy. So there's just that one hit on the back that says this is a Lululemon jacket. But and there's no style code that I can find. But still, this Lululemon athleisure wear, that's probably a $20 bill all by itself. This is definitely women's. And the zipper shows Lululemon. And I think it has the hit on the somewhere too. These were hanging together, and I saw the other one first. It's got this really cool floral design on it. And it's got the thumb holes. My wife would love this because it has the thumb holes in the sleeve. But it is Lululemon, and it was included. So, I mean, if I paid $5 for this and $5 for... That's crazy. If I paid $5 for this and $5 for the other Lululemon, I'm in business all day long. This is weird. Oh, there's a big Lululemon hit right there. This is, like, obviously quarter zip. This is the front. This is the back, and it has like a hoodie pocket in the back. The only clothes I ever see like that are like you'd put your ducks in there when you're hunting. That's weird. Anyway, Lululemon, cheap. Yeah, there. Single stitch in the sleeve, double stitch up here on the collar, single stitch in the bottom hem. This is just a Harmony, Peace, Earth, Nature, 1994 Human Teas. Okay, so this was a quarter. It's a bubble machine. I talked to Judah about it. The ladies there noticed that it didn't have the cord, and he insisted that it would work the way that it is. And this is just for the kids to play with, but it looks like it... I was gonna say it looks like it might take batteries. It might take batteries. That might be that's a battery compartment. So you guys hanging in there? Click the like button, make a comment. We're not close to done. These are just the little piddly yard sales that we hit, and the estate sales where we really hit gold. So stick around to the end. There's good stuff. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll say that now. This kind of African animal themed, 1999. It's double stitch. It's Chaffee Zoo. That's upside down, but you can read upside down. You're smart people. It was no money, 50 cents, whatever. I'm well into profit with those Lululemons, and so anything that I grabbed was just kind of icing on the cake. Phil Collins, Elton John, and Genesis on VHS. I don't know if they're worth anything or not, but I think they were marked a quarter a piece, and I was already well into the profit. And I like picking up strange VHS tapes. So now we're on to the big Mamma Jamma yard estate sale that we went to. Shoes are always $2 unless there's something special and they're marked up. These are Wolverine steel-toed men's 11 wide. So they were $2 and they're probably a $40 pair of boots. $2 boots. Wolverine. And these are 11 mediums, and they are soft toe, but they are super duper nice. I mean, you can see they don't look like they've got much wear on them at all. That's probably a $50 pair of boots too. There's that classic pullover quarter zip. This one is Spalding, so it's not a great brand, but it is it's just got a really cool look. And these kind of clothes, I think, are either $1 or $2. And so it doesn't need to be worth a fortune to be worth paying $2 for. Maybe $10 plus shipping. And I have said I'm trying to get away from that stuff, kind of. But when I'm at a estate sale like this, I'm buying stuff. That thing isn't adding much to the pile. It's not a lot of work. I'm gonna grab it for $2. It might end up in the donate it back pile. You never know. They had a lot of resealed CDs at this, so I think I only ended up with one that was a reseal. Guns N' Roses. Lies. I paid $80 for everything at the estate sale, and so I think these were $1 or they were $2, but I paid $80 for everything. The Roger Walters, The Wall. This is not sealed. Rolling Stones, Appetite for Destruction, Guns N' Roses, Santana's Greatest Hits, Ozzy Osbourne, Osmosis, Street Survivor by Lynyrd Skynyrd. Now, a side note about Lynyrd Skynyrd, Street Survivor. This came out posthumously, and if you find it with fire on the front, so you can see it's just a picture of the band standing there. The original cover had a wall of fire behind them. But since they died in a fiery plane crash, it was decided after a handful went out that was in bad taste to put out a posthumous album with them standing next to a wall of fire. And so that got pulled, and it's reasonably rare. It's not worth a fortune, but if you find Lynyrd Skynyrd Street Survivor on vinyl and it has fire on the cover instead of just being this black cover, it is better than average. And then this one probably is the best one. Montel Jordan, This Is How We Do It, factory sealed. It is a little dirty, but it's going to be, somebody's going to open it and play it. So I'll just clean it up as best I can and call it factory sealed. And then this was $1. Barbie, I think it's an alarm clock radio. Yeah. And it takes batteries, and I haven't seen the inside of the battery compartment yet. So we'll see it together. What do you think? Oh, well, these batteries expired in 2004. Yeah, there's no corrosion in there. So I suspect this is going to work like a peach. And it's probably $15 plus shipping. These I got for personal use. We left the lighters that we had for the grill out in the rain the other day. So maybe these will work. Who knows? Should have just bought them new for the same price. Brats. These were $2 a piece. They comp at like $8 a piece. So I thought for $4, if I put them both together and I get 20, that's a pretty good return. And this was the only vintage shirt at the whole place, so I grabbed it because, and it's kind of funny. It's cute. Play on that copper tone commercial with the little girl. Crab pulling down this koala's pants. It's nothing super special. It's probably $15 shipped. It's on a Screen Star's Best tag, single stitch. It's not dated. It's not worth much, but it's worth picking up. It's worth a Google. This is a hat that would sell separately for your Carhartt jacket. They threw it in with one of the Carhartt jackets that you'll see in a minute, but it's new with tag. It's a separate piece. It is unused. made in Mexico. So it's not made in America, which is okay. That just adds some value to your Carhartt stuff. Carhartt charges a premium for the made in America stuff. So even the contemporary stuff that is made in America is worth a little bit more than the other stuff. These are bibs. They're not coveralls. So all of the Carhartt stuff was $5 a piece. So these are in fantastic, like new condition. There might be there's some discoloration, but these haven't been worn much at all. Made in the U.S. with U.S. parts. And they are 40-30. Maybe I should hang on to those. This is probably the best piece. It is 4XL, red cap, new with tag, made in Mexico, coveralls, insulated coveralls. These retail at like $150. Those retail at $150. I think I can get 100 out of them all day long, and I only spent $80 on all the stuff. All right, so we did the red cap coveralls, and we have these. These are a different size. These are 3XLS. Maybe they're short. Premium insulated coveralls. These have a price tag on them of $69, and they are probably they're probably short. Yeah, the legs are, but I'm short. These are probably a 30, like a 50-30 or something, instead of being where a 50 could be a 36-inch inseam. But these are, that retails at 70. I bet I'll get 50 for them. Teletubbies. These were $1 a piece, and this is Poe. This is Tinky Winky. He got in trouble for having an upside down triangle, and Jerry Falwell thought that it was indoctrinating kids into being gay. I don't know enough about symbolism to even know why he would think that, but I remember that happening. This is from 1998. I think this one doesn't work. Maybe it needs new batteries. It's supposed to talk. This one doesn't work, and it's supposed to talk. It's from 98 as well. Is this? I don't remember his name. Lala? Lala. Yes. How sad is this? And this isn't from me watching this when I was a kid. In 1998, I was 16. So I wasn't watching this. This is from collecting these things. This one is the prize. Big hug. Uh-oh. Bye-bye. Uh-oh. He says something really bad. And we've seen this on the channel before. This is the second one I found. So it was said, and this was pulled from the shelf, that it says the company that manufactured this said that it's not a word. It sounds like a derogatory term. And then it sounds like it says bite my butt. Determine for yourself. What do you think? Does it sound like he's saying something bad? Anyway, that one has that is a banned toy, a pulled toy. So that one's going to have some more value than the purple one or the yellow one, which didn't have a recalled variety. But I'll probably lot them all together. 3 of these were like $1 a piece, made in Mexico. Nothing, well, this guy was a mechanic. So these are Mechanics, Dickies brand Mechanics shirts, 3XL, 2 blues and a white. These are just blank crew neck, Fruit of the Loom, jersey's made in the U.S. The Fruit of the Loom is made in Mexico. And this is another made in Mexico. And these are just XL crew neck sweatshirts, blank black. They'll go with anything. They'll sell for 10 bucks a piece. I find vintage crew neck in plain black with some frequency, and they sell for 10 bucks plus shipping. Those being all the same size, I'll probably at least lot the two Fruit of the Looms together. I might do the jerseys one by itself. Athleisure wear, Adidas new with tag, 2016. It says $35. I paid $1 for them. I think they're probably $20 shipped at least. This is the kind of piece that a lot of people would leave. It was $2, but it's blanket lined, and it is union made in the U.S. I suspect it's Sanforized. I'll have to do some digging on it and find out, but it is thrashed. It's dirty. It has all the buttons. Oh, I say that, and then no, it doesn't have a button on the very bottom, but it's wrecked. But it's honest wear, and I think that's a $35 jacket to a guy who wants to wear something that has honest age on it. I think this is very cool, and I imagine it'll sell. What about that? What do you guys think about that? Is that a piece that you would pick up? Is that something that you think will sell? Maybe you think I'm crazy. Is that a piece worth picking up for $2 and trying to flip? I know $2 isn't much of an investment, but if I think that's a $35 jacket, do you think I'm crazy? Is that going to sell? Is that just too beat up? What do you think about that? Would you buy it? Who do you think's going to buy it from me? These two remotes, they both say TV, video, Sony on them. I didn't comp them. They were $1 a piece. They have the battery backs. They are corroded all to crap. On that one, this one looks like it's not, but its batteries are old as the hills. They were $1 a piece. I'm going to try them. Normally, especially a name brand Sony ones, these are RMT V266A. So I'll throw a comp up and we'll see if they were worth picking up for $1 a piece. I suspect they're like $10 or $12 each. This is the piece that got me out to the sale today. I saw this in a garage hanging with a bunch of mechanics tools sitting on, and they were featuring the tools, but there was a wardrobe. Maybe I'll grab their screenshot and put it up and show you. And I'm like, that is definitely old. That's definitely some kind of mechanics wear, or maybe it's welder gear. I don't know. It is Universal Overall Company, Chicago, stone cutter, Sanforized cotton. And again, this is pretty trashed. Oh my goodness, it had lettering on it that somebody pulled off. I think it said Veldy. No, it says welder. Weld something. But it's real hard to see. Kind of wish they'd left the lettering on it. So this is probably a welder's apron, just to keep you from getting burned. But that, I don't know. I think that's worth some money. Sanforized, pre-shrunk and stitched together on the end. Sanforized cotton. It's something that they did in the 50s, which dates this thing. And I don't know what it's worth, but I saw it hanging in that closet in that picture, and I'm like, that means they have some good old vintage clothes there. It's a coat. It almost looks like a dress. These are legit vintage. Wrangler, Western wear. Made in the U.S. That one's got the sparklies on it. Big man dress Western. This one is Western Wrangler's permanent press long tails. And I think this is way the better of the two. This is probably $20, $25 shirt. Pearl snaps, the Western shoulders. Probably has 3 buttons here on the sleeve. And that's just, this is a pretty plain. The other one's fairly plain and has some flashies on it. This one's pretty plain, but it has that classic red plaid. This is probably the best piece. This is a Carhartt union made, probably, it's hard to tell without the tag, and that tag is completely gone. But there's a tag in the hood that is union made garment. And so, I mean, I'll be able to do a little bit of research and figure out what this is, but it's gotta be vintage US Carhartt, and it's got that distressed age look. It's got something in the pocket. Hope it's something cool. It is not. HD Supply. I don't know what HD Supply is. It's not Harley Davidson. I love it when you find stuff in the pockets. What's the best thing you ever found in a pocket? Let's have that in the comments. I found $4 in a jacket that I paid $4 for. That's probably the best thing I've ever done in a pocket. But I always check pockets like I'm gonna find gold, because you never know. It's 90 degrees. It's 98 degrees. Ooh, I'm a little too fat, and they don't match my Jordan shorts. But that's a nice coat. Paid $5. This one has the hood attached, 3XL, made in the US, Carhartt, and it's a lot more contemporary. But it's just a plain black 3X Carhartt jacket for $5. I'm totally faceless. Don't mind if I do. So that's the kind of stuff that I picked up at an estate sale today. That's a lot to process. So I probably won't be doing a whole lot of buying for the next little while, because I got to get through all of this stuff. I'm trying to process what I've already bought before I go shopping more, but it's Thursday. There's going to be yard sales tomorrow and Saturday, but I don't need more stuff. I don't need to spend more money. I've got plenty to do. Hopefully you guys learned something, saw something you liked, found a question maybe you have for me. For the record, the Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't have all the parts, and the Barbie clock only kind of works. Yeah, leave a comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you see all the new videos. Tell your friends. See you on the next one. Bye, guys.